Since Kenya's independence, its strong ties with the Kingdom of the Netherlands have advanced numerous partnerships across various sectors. Notably, agriculture has been a key focus, with collaborations spanning from trade, policy, capacity building, technological innovations, investments, among others. Recently, the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in Nairobi, in collaboration with the Netherlands Enterprise Agency, RVO, and the Dutch Ministry of Agriculture, Nature and Food Quality, held an innovation mission dubbed Advancing Sustainable Livestock Farming in Kenya.
The Netherlands and Kenya can work together on animal health, genetics and animal feeds. With the expertise we have from the Netherlands and also the companies, Dutch companies that are already based in Kenya, we can make a change and develop the sector. The added value of this mission is that we have a mix of companies and research institutes that already have a footprint in Kenya. So the interesting thing is that together we visit companies, we talk with people, we talk with the government, and we seek how we can work on the challenges that also the government sees.
And the idea of an innovation mission is to bring ideas from the Netherlands and Kenya in this case together and to learn from each other, to come to new invention, to co-create. So it's equal partnership to come up with sustainable solutions for mutual problems and challenges.
As a start, the delegates met and discussed with organizations in livestock research and development to gain perspective on the latest from the subsector.
There are two areas that I would focus on: feed and fodder, and that's for dairy but also poultry and other areas. So creating in those areas of feed and fodder, where can the youth invest in business? Youth, yes, they're interested in technology, but what they want are business opportunities to stay in the sector.
There's a massive push both from the private sector and the government on feed and fodder. And across the value chain, we're seeing opportunities in vaccine production, distribution. And then on the consumer and retail side, there's a push towards cold chain, more formalization, food safety.
There's not a lot of investment going into livestock. And it's not because investors do not want to invest in livestock. They want to. But now they're not finding the cases to invest in. And sometimes the products they're offering are not matching what the livestock businesses are seeking.
You know, on the ground, people are innovating, but they are not taken to scale. So I think it's about getting the actors together to continue innovating and ensuring that the solutions actually are used by people who need them most.
Following a visit to the State Department of Livestock Development within the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, discussions revolved around innovative technologies aimed at enhancing production, as well as strategies on knowledge transfer.
Here in livestock, we focus on three main value chains: dairy, leather, and the red meat value chain. Three factors that we are working on as a country and would really appreciate a lot of partnership in those areas are one, the breeding, to ensure that we are able to do a breed improvement programs so that our farmers can increase their productivity. So we believe if we focus on those things, the genetics, the feed, and disease control, we should be able to get our livestock in a place where we need it to be.
They further visited the Director of Veterinary Services, looking at genetics and how dual breeds for meat and milk could work in Kenya, and management of pests and diseases and their impact on the subsector's productivity.
Exotic breeds are good, and they have done very well in terms of production, but you find it becomes also very expensive to maintain them. The cost of producing 1 liter of milk versus what the market can buy comes into play.
The team undertook a field visit to farms and institutions. Commencing with a visit to the Rift Valley Institute of Science and Technology, they showcased the impact of the collaboration between RVIST and the Dairy Training Institute from the Netherlands. This partnership is transforming training on dairy beyond theoretical knowledge.
We partnered with DTC because most Kenyans who are consultants and all that train from DTC. I've been able to integrate technology in the training. Games where students can practice, they practice how to make profits out of dairy, and they do it digitally, and they are able to see if you put this input, if you put this type of cow, what comes out of it. So we are changing the mindset. so that at the end of the day, we switch the mindset of the student or the youth. They are no longer thinking of where will we be employed, but trying to convince their parents to allow them to practice in the field.
The uniqueness of dairy training center is that they're practical oriented and they focus on dairy farm management and also milk processing and doing both as a business. They'll help us to have opportunities of partnering with them, and in the process we gain from the technology they have, which can be applicable in many aspects of the dairy, and so that instead of reinventing the wheel and starting from the scratch, we can pick it from where they are and we move upwards.
The course targets both practicing entrepreneurial farmers and trainees interested in venturing into the dairy farming profession.
I spotted an opportunity in the dairy sector where an entrepreneur can reap the goods in dairy, and so saw the need to attend different dairy trainings from our cooperative. We get to learn about the dairy training center, and we got to learn different modules that are really essential. There's complete planning. We have a work plan. We have a feed plan. Economic side of dairy, we are on it. We know what it takes to produce 1 kilogram of milk and what we are getting for 1 kilogram of milk for the successful running of a dairy farm.
The delegation visited Feed and Fodder, a Dutch-owned company in Kenya specializing in fodder production. They support farmers to maximize milk production by providing high-quality feed all year round. A visit to Nundoroto Contractors, a Kenyan company that specializes in farm machinery, feed and fodder production, highlighted the power of partnerships. They have combined efforts with Blessed Dairies to improve the animal genetics and nutrition covering the dairy sector. This collaboration has led to Nundoroto's expansion of silage production from 300 acres to over 4,000 acres.
In 2016, we also saw an opportunity to set up a business which is economically viable and to really support the Kenyan dairy sector, not only Kenya but also East Africa, on ground. But what we found that was one of the main areas of challenge here in the Kenyan dairy sector is the high cost of feed and fodder. There was a company here, indeed Nundoroto, where we have partnered up with since 2019, which is an agro-contracting company with silage harvesters to produce also high quality feed and fodder for dairy farmers here throughout the year.
Nundoroto provides services starting from seed to feed. That's land preparation till silage harvesting. Blessed Dairies takes up from feed to factory gate. They are doing genetics, they are doing animal nutrition, milk analysis, whereby it serves the customers across the whole value chain. One of the innovations that came about through the partnership was also maize train. This is the highly specialized machinery that harvests silage, good quality silage. Now this has really given an impact to most of the dairy farmers because they are getting good quality silage. Their cost of production is actually going low because they're having minimal losses in terms of conservation of the silage.
Competition for food and feed by humans and for livestock is on the rise. Hence, it is important to seek alternatives. Meanwhile, protein feeds pose another obstacle. The team visited Fair and Sustainable, a collaborative venture producing black soldier fly larvae as feed, offering potential solutions.
Working on insects and producing insects for protein source as a protein source is a very efficient way also to contribute to, let's say, future feeding of the world. And we do it from waste. There is so much waste in the country. Try to create employment opportunities for people in developing countries or increase their income. We specifically want to work with no, let's say, subsidized business. So the workers that we have and the entrepreneurs are all under the age of 35. I know that there have been some trials for dairy farmers to use BSF based feeds for their animals, and the trials have been positive.
To unpack the feed challenge, a roundtable discussion with diverse stakeholders convened, with the aim being to find ways of future-proofing the feed sector. Ambassador Martin Brouwer from the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in Nairobi graced the event, where he emphasized on Kenya's potential and its role in driving change across East Africa and the power of collaborative partnerships.
Animal feed is playing a critical role in enhancing the livestock productivity, and proper nutrition as being essential for maximizing returns on investment in the livestock sector, and learn from the practices and experience that's happening here in the country itself, instead of bringing it all from outside with concepts that are not fit for purpose here. With people coming also from Netherlands and with people here from Kenya to see and how the concepts that we use back home and you use here, how can you align them, how can you bring them together, and how can you learn from each other?
Following these interactions, the final mission day offered an opportunity for the 14 Dutch companies to actively seek partnerships through a business speed dating session. But question is, did this mission meet its objectives?
So we've seen the small farmers, but we see also highly professional farmers producing a lot of milk with high yields. We believe, and that has been confirmed by many persons, that the demand for proteins, animal proteins, will grow.
The whole week as such was a good experience to connect with members from the sector, also to find linkages between what they are doing and what we are doing, but also to find partners.
We are not exactly the same, but we uphold the same principles of having efficiency and having innovations, and some of the innovations to them are old, but they are new to us, still innovations. So we want to see what's relevant to our people, what's relevant to our situation, our climatic conditions, and not just copying it and pasting on our page.
The companies and institutes that were in this mission keep on engaging with all the people they've met. They've met private sector companies, small farmers, big farmers, and government officials. So I hope that they directly keep in contact with each other to see how they can cooperate. We saw very clearly also when talking with the government and the training institution of the Ministry of Livestock that with the partners that we have in our mission, from Van Hal Larenstein, Wageningen University, but also the Dairy Training Center, that there was an immediate click between the Kenyan side and the Dutch side to see how we can make training more practical. Train practical skills and not only theory in colleges.
The engagements throughout this mission brought to light the needs the subsector has, the will to transform, and the interest to invest and grow. For this to happen, concerted efforts by stakeholders and continued collaboration between Kenya and the Netherlands will be pivotal in creating transformative change.